Good morning, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with the second puzzle in the Dying Flutchman Features Doables series, which is actually puzzle number 1. Yeah, he started with puzzle number 0, something I kind of wish I did when I started setting, because the first puzzle I set, which I numbered number 1 in a series, turned out to be something I didn't release, and my first puzzle was number 2. So, yeah, anyway. So, this is DFFD Lockout Lines. DFFD, Dying Flutchman Features Doables. This is a puzzle. I should have looked ahead when I said told myself I was going to do one of these maybe every week when I did yesterday's video, which was also a Lockout Lines puzzle. Fortunately, people seem to like them, although you don't see them a lot on other video channels. Not sure why. I think they're really cool. Anyway, so this is the Lockout Lines features doable features. I don't know. Anyway, this is the Lockout line in the DFFD series, puzzle number 1. So yeah, I'm going to give this one a shot today. So the other thing to mention, of course, is that March of the Quads is still going on. I'm probably going to mention this all the time. Links below to the pack. Lots of puzzles. Go do it. The feedback has been amazing. Let's get on to this puzzle, shall we? So there's only really the one rule in play, which is the lockout line. So normal Sudoku rules is always in effect in the puzzles I've done so far. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. And then there's these lockout lines. So any line which is with diamonds at the end, so this is one lockout line. This is a separate lockout line that happens to share this diamond. The diamonds at the end must be at least 4 apart. And then the digits on the line must be outside the bounds set by the digits in the diamond. So, for example, if this was a 3 and this was a 7, then the digits on this line would be able to be from 1 to 8 and 9, because 1, 2, 8 and 9 are outside 3 and 7. They are not between them, they are not equal to. So that's how lockout lines work. So with that, this puzzle is solvable. Is it solvable by me? I've actually been told this is actually quite a tricky one for the DFFD series. I don't know if that's the case, but I was warned that I might actually struggle a little with this one. So we'll find out together. I'll know before you do, because after I record it, I've got to edit it and create a thumbnail and then upload it and wait for the schedule. You don't need to know any of this. I'm going to try and solve this puzzle. Let's give it a shot. So normally with lockout lines, you are looking for, and I forgot this yesterday, restrictions on the digits that you can put on them. But the biggest I can see on a restriction is 3. Now, when you've got 3 on a line, it does put some pressure, but not as much. These 1, 2, 3, 4s are interesting. Excuse me for 1 second. Pardon me. Oh, very early morning, Melbourne, hay fever. Yay. So, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, these line up. Is that going to do anything? I mean, it's going to do something, but what is it going to do? I mean, it puts pressure in these columns and keeps the digits low here and high here. 5 has to go in one of those diamonds, because you cannot put 5 on a lockout line. And the reason you can't put 5 on a lockout line is because of the 4 difference in the diamonds and the fact that the value you put on the line has to be outside the bounds. If I was to put a 5 on a line, let's say I put a 5 here, then I could not put 2 digits that bounded 5 on either side. So both digits would either have to be high or both digits would have to be low. And say I went low, 4, I'd have to go 4 different, and that would have to be a 0, and that doesn't work. Or I'd have to do 6 and 10. It just doesn't work. So 5 has to go on a diamond. Now, as soon as you put 5 on a diamond, you have to put a 1 or a 9 next to it. So 5, 1, 9. I don't see why I can't put 5 at the end, though. I'm trying to figure out, does 5 have to go in the middle? Excuse me for a minute. I'm just going to pause and go and clean out my nose from all the hay fever. Okay, so why can't I put 5 at an end? Yep, just making sure that is recording. So if I was to put 5 at an end, that would put a 1 or a 9 in the middle. If I put a 1 or a 9 in the middle, so if then let's say it was 5, 1, then these would all be high. But the 1 needs to go with a high digit with high digits. So if I put a 5 at the end, I'm going to demo this, I think, because this seems to be a break-in, but I can't actually visualize it, even though this is a doable puzzle. If I put a 5 here, this is a 1 or a 9. Let's pick on a 1. These automatically become 6, 7, 8, 9. But I need to have 3 digits in a line out of a 1, which means it has to be a 5 or a 6. Because if I use, say, 7, then I only have 8, 9 left, and that's not enough. So this would have to be, because I've used the 5, 6, which means these are 7, 8, 9, but the only thing not bounded by 1 and 6 is 7, 8, 9, and I've doubled the 7, 8, 9. And if I make this 9, I've got the same problem. This becomes 1, 2, 3. This becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. This now has to be on the far away from 9, so it has to be low. And it can't be 5, so this would be 4. Ignore this for a minute. I'm just thinking logic. And then these have to be low digit. Hang on. 9, 4. These are 1, 2, and 3, and I've got the same problem. And I'm sure this would be the same if I flip it, because I haven't done any logic using the outside digits. So these, that is not actually possible. You have to put 5 in the middle, which means these are both 1 and 9. And we know the order because of those. Okay, so that's an interesting bit of logic that I had not seen before. And it's not hard. It's just, yeah. You just need to think about the ramifications of, if you've got a line like this, can you put a 5 on an end? And the answer is no, you can't. Okay, so these are all low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are all high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, because they're on lines between. Now, these can't be 8. Those can't be 9. Those can't be 2. Those can't be 1. That's got to give me something in the ways of triples and stuff. Well, I can't put 9 down here, and I can't put 1 up here. That's a 2, 3, 4, so that's a 1. This is 6, 7. Oh, this is 6, 7, 8, so this is 9. Which takes 9 out of there. So this is now 6, 7, 9. We've got 6, 7, 8 here. Oh, this is not 1. One has to go down here, but this could be 1, 5, I imagine. Maybe not. This was 1, 5. No, this can't be 1, 5. So 1 is in one of those two. And the reason this can't be 1, 5 is this would be forced to be a high digit, and all of the high digits are taken. So 1 is in one of those two. This is a 6, 7, 8, 9 because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4 in the row and 5 in the box. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. and it's not 3. This is 1, 2, 4. 6, 7, 8, or yeah, there's 6, 7, 8, 9 in the row and 5, so this had to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and it can't be 3. So okay. So this is low or 5. So it's 1, 2, 4, or 5. Have I? Yeah, I have missed some stuff. 8. This is a 6, 7, 8 triple. 8 has to be here. This cannot be 8. This is 6, 7. Similarly, there's got to be something like 2, 3, 4. The 2 has to be on here for this triple, which means this is not 2. This is a 3 or a 4. One is in one of those two, but that's not giving me... We've got things like this, the 2 here that are sort of preventing me making other triples. This is not a 7 because of that. So 7. So we've got things like the 2s here and the 8s here that I don't seem to be able to limit. Now 9, 9, 9 has to go up here, but I don't have a line like this down here to put any pressure on it. Now this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 using the same restriction as I got here. Well, I haven't done that. What did I do? Oh, I put a pressure on this by this not being able to be high. But this is high. Now, this can't be a 5 because this can't be 1 or 9. So this is not 5. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. So what can this be? So if it's 6... This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's not 1. It's not 1 because of that. Now, the reason it can't be any higher than 5 because then I couldn't get 4 away from this. Now, if this is 2... No, that does work. I was thinking this couldn't be 2 because then I'd need to put a 1 on the line. But if I go to 6, I could use a higher digit. It's definitely something. Okay, so what are the options here? These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 1. If this is 5, this has to be 1 or 9, but it could be 9. Because 9 is in one of those cells. Like if I could limit 9 out of those, I would... okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 goes with 6 to 9. 3 goes with 7 to 9. 4. So this is high. So 6, 7, 8, 9, not 6. So this is a 7, 8, or 9. But again, that doesn't limit much. It's got to be lower than 5 or higher than 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. This can only be 1, 2, 3, 4 because I can't use 8 or 9. And this gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple in the row. So these are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That can't be useful, can it? Oh, there's no 9 in those two. So there's only 3 spots for 9 along here now. That can't be useful. 2, 3. So this has to be a high digit because it has to start at 5. So this is because 4 away from any of these goes up. So this is 5, 6, 7, or 8. It doesn't quite give me something useful here. If this is 5, this is 1. These would be 6 and 9. And I can't put either 6 or 9 in here. This cannot be a 5. Here's a 6, 7, 8. This becomes a 9. That is not a 9. That's a little tricky. So this is 6, 7, 8 triple now. And I've got a 6, 7, 8 triple in the box. That's done nothing for the 9s. So I need to put... This has to be low. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this has to be low. This has to be 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. Because I've got 6, 7, 8, 9 across. Actually, this is a 9 because that's a 6, 7 pair now. Which takes 9 out of there. So these are low. Now, 2 low digits on a line, that can't be a 9 or a 1, so that's not a 5. This is now under more pressure. I've just got to figure it out. Now, if I put a 1 on this, I'm going to lock out all of these digits because this would go 1 and a high digit and that'll lock them out. So this is not a 1. If I put a 2 on this, the only digit I will have to put on this line is a 1, and I'll have to put 2 1s on the line. This is a 4. There is no 4 here. I need to get 4 away from 4. That only leaves 8. Takes 8 out of there. All of these are now possible. This is not a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. This is not a 3. So this is a 5 because it's all that's left in a row. So this is a 1 or a 2. This is a 1, 2, 3. This is not a 4. So I've now got a 1, 2, 3 triple in the box. So these are 5, 6, and 9. This is hard, but it's tricky. So there's no 5 there. There's no 5 there. So that's got to put more pressure on this, doesn't it? Oh, it's only a single digit. So this is only going to be like a disambiguator at the end, surely. Okay, so if I put any... Yes, I've taken 8 out of both of those. This is now a 6, 7 pair. So this is not a 6. There is a 6 in here. 6, 7, 6, 7. got these lines fairly early on, so I'm not sure what I can do with those. This one is now resolved. So, okay, it's only a single digit though. If I make this a 2, this could be either a 7 or a 9, and this could... Okay, so this could be 5, 9, and this could be anything. But what I can do is make that a 5 and that a 6. Okay, because I placed 5 in this row, look at Sudoku. 5, 5, I need to put 5 up here. This is a 5. Taking the place of a 6, making that a 6. This is a 9. Okay, so now 9 has to go up here in one of those two. Sudoku. Who brought Sudoku to a Sudoku puzzle? 6, 8, and 9 go in here. That's not 9. These are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then again, all of this is. So this is not a 6 anymore. As I said, keep paying attention to the Sudoku I do. This is a 6, 8 pair, so this becomes a 9, taking 9 out of there. 9 now has to go in one of those two. So 9 has to be in one of those diamonds. No, it doesn't. It could be just off the diamonds, which means that statement was wrong. This is an X-wing. Can I put 9 on both of the diamonds? I don't see why not, because 9 gives me a lot of freedom for what I could put on the diamonds. So, sure. In here, I need to put a 1 and this is a 1, 4 pair. I need to put a 1 and a 4 in this box, and they can't go in that cell. So this is a 6, 7, 8, and it's not a 6. This is a 7 or an 8. That 1, 4 pair is interesting. So that gives me the 7, 8 pair. This 1, 4 takes 4 out of there and takes 1 out of there. This is a 2, 3. That doesn't actually break any of this down. That's the sort of spot I wish was rewarding. Maybe it is, and I'm just not seeing it. The thing is, I can just drop 1 on this line. These lines were resolved right at the start. So I've got the 6, 7 here. I've got to put an 8 in this column. So it has to go up here. So there is an 8 up here. But that's the only restriction I've got. I could get that from those 8s pointing up rather than anything else. One. Nine, 9, and 9. Okay, so I've got those left. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Not seeing anything there. 5 is up here. Five is in one of those two. But that doesn't do anything to all of that. That cell is a naked single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not an 8. So that's... This is a 5. Because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That takes 5 out of there. 5 can't go on a line, puts the 5 right there. 5 is now not in any of those. 5 is in one of those two, which absolutely locks the 5 into one of those two, which I don't know. Puts 5 into one of those two. Takes the 5 out of those, puts the 5 into one of those two. Don't know how helpful that is. This is 6 or 7, so I now have a 6-7 pair in this row. It's got to be these lockout lines, doesn't it? So if this is a 7, with 7 I can put 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Now, I don't have a 1, but if I do 7, I could do 2, 3, and I could put 1 or 2 here. If this is 9, I could still put 2 and do 1. I could do 3 and do 1 or 2. I could do 4, do 1, 2, or 3, or I could do 5 and I could do 4. So, yay. And up here, I've pretty much, oh, that's a 2, 3, 4 now, actually. So this has to be 6, 7, 8, or 9, and it's not 9. So this is 6, 7, 8. So now I've got to put a high digit on that. So if this was a 9, this would be low, and I wouldn't be able to put any of those on it. This is not the 9. This is the 9. This is not the 9. Now, if I put 8 on this, this would be low, and I wouldn't be able to put any of those on. This is not even 8. So this is a 6-7 pair, making this the 8. This is a 7. This is not a 7. Okay, some progress. So 8 is in one of those two. Now, I can't put 6 here anymore. And in fact, I've got more restrictions. I can't put 4 here because I can't go as high as 8. Now, 3, 7 would allow 8. 3, 7, 8? Yes. 3, 7 would allow 8. I can't put 6 here, though, because if I put 6 here, I'd need to put... Yeah, this is not 6. There's just no way to put... With a 6, you need to do 5, 1, basically. So this is 7, 8. This is 6, 7. I could do 6, 2, 8. So no, I'm not forced to have... But that's interesting. That now has to be a 9. Because I can't put 9 in any of those. I can't put 9 in any of those. That 9 sees that, and that's low. This is now the 9. This is a 7, which takes 5 and 4 out of those. Now, if this is 7, 7 is with 1, 2, or 3, which I've now got. I can only put 1, 2, 8, or 9 on the line. So 3 and 4 comes out of there. This is a 1, 2. There's a 2, 3. This is a 1. Okay, that's not particularly helpful. 1 is now right there in this box, which makes this a 2, this a 3, this a 1. That 3 makes this a 2, which makes this a 1, which takes 1 out of there. I've got a 3, 4 pair. Okay, small moves, small moves. There's no 4 here because of the 4 I just placed. This is a 2-3 pair. Well, that's not a 5 anymore. So this is the 5, this is the 8. This is now 1, 2, 3. This is a 4? So this is 1, 2, a 3. 3 here looks up making this a 2. 2, 1, 7 is fine, making this a 3. This is now not 5. This is the 5. In the column, this is a 2. And in the box, 1, 2, 3, this is a 4. Okay, that was bigger than I expected. There's no 2 here anymore, but I'd had 2 locked into those 2 spots. This gives me a 3-4 pair. 7 comes out of there. 7 comes out of there. So 7 is on here. But I could still do 6, 2, 7 or 7, 8. Seven would still allow 3. There'll be something that feeds back into that. This is not a 2. This is a 3-4 pair. So this is 6, 7, or 8. This is 6 or 8 because there's a 7 looking at it. So this is a 5, 6, 8 triple with a 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 7. Yeah, oh, the 4 over here looks over. This is 3. This is 2, which is the least restrictive of all of them. But this is no longer a 2. This is a 3-4 pair, making this a 1 and this a 4. There is something in this box, that 8. It makes this a 6 and this a 7, which makes this an 8, this not an 8. The 7 looks down, making this a 6, which makes this a 7 and this a 6. 7 makes this a 6 and this a 7, which makes this a 6 and this a 7. In order, now that that's a 7, this is the 8, this is the 6. This is a 6, there is no 6 here. This is the 5, this is the 8. The 3 makes that a 4, which makes that a 3, which makes that a 4. The 3 looks down, making that a 4 and that a 3. These, well, hang on. That 5 is looking down, making that the 5, if I trust my pencil marks, and I really shouldn't, but I'm going to. This is a 2 for the column. I need a 3 and a 4 for this box, which I can place. And I'm down to a single box. Hang on, when did that happen? 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8. And that was the Dying Flutchman Features Doables number 1, Lockout Lines. That was a real... I'd never actually thought about this particular shape of lockout line before and the fact that it forces 5 into the middle. It is actually possible I've done a puzzle on the channel that uses that exact thing and I've just completely forgotten about it. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But I did not realize looking at that was completely forced to be 5 with 1 9 at the end. And that gave you all of the restrictions on this strange shape in the middle, weird skewed infinity 8 shape. And then just these little lines providing just enough restriction with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 forcing the high lows. Very clever. Liked it a lot. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I hope that everyone is having a good March of the quads. Pack below, link to this puzzle below. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Good luck with your solving.